Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Thanksgiving service of Now Creations. Just want you to know what a joy it is to have all of you present here this morning. And always to remind you that the most important thing for which we can be grateful is that we are truly created in the image and likeness of God. That is just the absolute most important thing. That'll be the subject of this evening's meditation from 7 to 8. Please join us if you're able to do so. Also, just a reminder, on Sunday, we'll be having two very nice things right at the beginning of the day, our December thoughts for the month and our newspaper ad. I think you'll enjoy both of them. Let's begin today. Let me say, first of all, it's just a joy to be here with all of you here today. Just a wonderful opportunity to share with each other, and especially to be in that wonderful spirit at the very center of our beings. Today, I'd like to do a couple of things just a little differently. The first one, I'd like to enter into a little bit more of a dialogue with you. What I'll do is I'll mention 5 things for which I am very grateful, and invite you to dialogue with me, sharing what it is that you find you are most grateful for. And then we'll do a brief meditation as time would allow. And then secondly, I want to focus much more on not simply the past occurrences for what we have to be grateful, especially the freedoms we have here in America, but especially I'd like to focus in on what is ahead of us. What is ahead of us, and what is it that invites a response from us as we go forward in life. That's what I'd like to share with you now, are the 5 things that I am most grateful for at this time in my life. The first one that I would suggest to you is we have a clear sense of identity and purpose. A clear sense of identity and purpose. I am most grateful for this. By that clear sense of identity, what I mean is that we have moved beyond seeing ourselves simply as a limited personality self, and we are moving ourselves into a much greater understanding that we really are a conscious, eternal soul spirit. This movement, beyond simply the limited human self, into the larger soul spirit self, is one of the most important things that we have in life, for which I think we can be grateful. And secondly, along with this, and let me ask some of you if you would mute your phones if you haven't done that as yet. The second thing that I would like to suggest is that not only are we aware of who we are, but also on a daily basis, we have a meditation in which we move inward and explore our identity. We know ourselves as an eternal, conscious soul spirit, and we go so far as to connect ourselves with our source energy, ourself. So to have this identity, to know who we are, and to connect daily with our source, I just find that to be such an incredible part of our reality now. The third aspect of that identity is the fact that we are creating our own reality. We have ceased being influenced by the things that are outside of us. And more, we understand that we are creating the reality of our lives by the thoughts we think and the actions that we manifest. To finally accept the fact that we are creating all of it, that we are creating all of it, is an enormous aspect for identity. Some of you know that one of my favorite aspects of creating our reality is that phrase, we are biological transducers of the light. We are biological transducers of the light. I love that phrase. And I think it's the absolute truth. We in human form, we are biologically transducing the light of God, the light of all creation, into earthly reality. I love that phrase because I think it's the truth. We are biological transducers of the light. Just a couple of other things concerning our identity. We are in an irreversible ascension process. We are in an irreversible ascension process. We continue to grow better and better each day spiritually, and certainly with many others as well. This ascension process is such an important thing for us to understand, not just doing better, getting rid of the old habits, but expanding into the greater new possibilities. What I would like to say, maybe by way of a conclusion, is that we have moved beyond the old human collective consciousness that simply focused on limited human aspirations. And we are now moving into the larger ascension process of knowing who we truly are as eternal conscious soul spirits, part of the universal energy itself. The other side of that coin, as to what our true identity is what our purpose is. Yes, we still have the everyday things we're involved with. We have family, friends, materialism, money, the everyday things of life. But more than anything else, I think realistically, we have come to understand that just as we are eternal, conscious soul spirits, our purpose in life is to be a conscious extension of the God presence here on the planet. I think that on a daily basis, we are simply showing up in God awareness, in spiritual presence. That our identity has moved far beyond the human aspects of our lives. That our purpose is far beyond now just the human aspects. That our identity is now matching with our purpose. That we are here as eternal soul spirits, manifesting, expressing the very love of God to all, ushering in the kingdom of God, bringing awareness to the planet. And most of all, even with those higher notions, our real purpose is to bring kindness and love to everyone. We have become the way showers of life. That's our purpose. In a nutshell, we are creating the reality of our lives by the choices we make. We know this. We are living this way. And I believe that we are choosing an ascension consciousness. That's the first thing for which I'm grateful. May now suggest the second thing. The second thing that I am very happy to see is the releasing of people from the grip of religion. Releasing of people from the grip of religion. We have a clear understanding of the difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is always looking to someone or something outside of ourselves for growth. It could be a church, some organization, a temple, a mosque. It could be a book like the Bible or the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita. It could be a person like Jesus, the Buddha, Muhammad, Krishna. Not that all of these things cannot be helpful at times, but what we have learned is that we have not a religious path, but rather a direct spiritual path with our loving source energy. We have freed ourselves from guilt, sin, shame, separation, and we are now on that direct path where on a daily basis we feel our connection with the God Spirit, and it is energizing not just our identity, but also our purpose. You have begun to think for yourself confidently. There was a time when you kind of wanted to think for yourself, but now to think for yourself confidently, that you are really moving into that higher spiritual awareness. And we are so grateful for the many books and book studies that have led us in this direction, especially A Course in Miracles and A Course in Mastering Alchemy, that we have been able to move beyond. We've been able to move beyond simply religion and have begun to move into spirituality irreversibly, happily, joyfully, as it was always meant to be. The third thing for which I'm very grateful, and this is a big thing for us, and that is I am very grateful for us as humanity to be looking beyond the planet for a more universal meaning in life. We are beginning to look beyond the planet for a much more universal meaning in life. Just a few things I think that are important. First of all, in 1990, we had the launching of the Hubble telescope, quite a feat. And then 2021, now the James Webb Space Telescope. Incredible feats of human ingenuity. But in addition to simply these telescopes, we also realize the importance of moving beyond government suppression of perhaps things beyond that they thought maybe humans could not handle. We're learning to move beyond government suppression, especially in the Soul Foundation and in the Galileo Project. Now what we really have are academic people who have the credentials to really do very serious thinking into the possibilities that are beyond Earthline, hopefully helping us to address the question, are we alone in the universe, or is there more? Are we alone in the universe, or is there more? The time has come to have this question addressed with our best minds, with our best possibilities. And I believe that my feeling very strongly is that we are coming to understand that there are simply different aspects beyond Earth of the same continuum. There are simply different aspects beyond Earth as part of the same continuum. This is enormous. The fourth thing for which I am grateful. The fourth thing for which I am grateful is learning to deal with physical death as a stepping stone to the continuity of life. This is a big step for us. Learning to deal with physical transition as a stepping stone to the continuity of life. I understand that many people are still a little scared of dying, a little fearful. not quite sure exactly what it is that will occur. We made tremendous inroads by, first of all, understanding the difference between simply the human, mental, emotional, physical aspect of the individual and the eternal soul consciousness, that eternal aspect of the individual, and that we will always be who we truly are, a conscious, eternal soul spirit. It's the way that we have been created, and it's the way, by and large, that we will continue to be in life, even when we drop our physical body. A few more things need to be said concerning this. The first one has been the wonderful book study that we have had in Bob Monroe's The Ultimate Journey, where Bob Monroe has been very helpful for us to understand not only that we have a continuity of life, but how that continuity of life might occur. This is an enormous step forward. Bob has helped us to understand clearly we are so much more than simply our physical bodies. He asked us, there's two very beautiful questions when he said, what if you knew for sure? What if you knew for sure that you were more than a physical body? What if you knew that unequivocally? And then he said, what would you come to an understanding of it if you had a certainty that you would live forever? That soul spirit part of us is an eternal energy. And that once the body is dropped, once the physical transition is made, that we are moving towards an eternal future. For many of us, the veil of physical death is no longer so imposing. What I especially find is that many of us now feel that we have a connection with many of the people who have already passed. This is a very, very beautiful thing in life, that we have a connection with those who have physically passed already. That earth life is an interim experience. We had a pre-earth life, we have a present earth life, and we'll have a post-earth life. I am most grateful that we are laying aside fear of physical death, which then brings us to what I am most grateful for. This is what I am most grateful for, and I certainly mean it very, very sincerely. I am most grateful for the spiritual expansion occurring in now creations, and especially the spiritual expansion occurring in so many of you. That is what I am most grateful for. The spiritual expansion that we have in now creations, and especially your receptivity and your responsiveness to growing spiritually, absorbing the teachings and allowing them to become not only instructive for you, but also now living this way. This is what I am most grateful for. Truly want you to know that. This is what I am most grateful for, that we are developing a very firm spiritual community, a very firm spiritual community This firm spiritual community is especially fostered in our study groups, in our Sunday services, and you know what I'm going to say, and in our 7 daily spiritual practices. It's very important for us to understand not only that we have the spiritual awareness, but we're doing the active, palpable, tangible things that are making these things very, very real for us. We do come together in study groups, just as we're doing here this morning now. We do come together in our Sunday services. Many of you listen to them more than once. And on a daily basis, we do our spiritual practices focused in meditation, which really enables us to live much more joyfully and happily. In addition to the spiritual community we are forming, we also have begun to understand the meaning and the importance of spiritual friendships, not only in Now Creations, but in several other groups as well. We just understand the meaning of spiritual friendships and how we grow together so much better when we share our experiences. This has been something new for many of you, to share your experiences with others, some of whom you really don't know, and yet you trust because you know they have the same spirit as you do. But you have come to trust others now. You have spiritual friendships that have grown beyond simply your isolated personal movement in spirituality. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? We grow better together. We grow better together. And as I'm saying these words right now, I know there is something within your heart that just says yes. You are affirming what you know to be true with others from within yourself. That's the best litmus test of what is true, when it feels right, in addition to making sense. And of course, the most important thing, because it makes sense and feels right, it works every time, and we see it as such. Might I just suggest, there is more to come. There is simply more to come. We are on the cusp of a great spiritual advancement. May you have the courage not to get lost in your creations. Don't get lost. Fulfill your responsibilities joyfully, as you'll do today, I'm sure, with family and friends. Fulfill your responsibilities joyfully, but always with the idea of knowing who you are, knowing who others are, and raising the quality of not just a human life, but a human life with a spiritual direction. So these are the things that I am most grateful for here today. So what I would like to do is I'll briefly review them first, but then invite you to share anything that either agreeing with maybe some of the things I have said, or something else in your life that you are most grateful for. Again, feeling comfortable to do so. This will be on YouTube, so if I call upon you, I'll just use your first name, and you don't have to put yourself into a picture, but you feel comfortable to do that. But I just want you to feel comfortable to share with what might be something that's very important for you, for which you're grateful. So these were the 5 things for which I was most grateful. First, to be grateful for a change in identity and purpose. Secondly, the releasing of people from the grip of religion and moving into the direct spiritual path. Thirdly, I'm very grateful for looking beyond the planet for a more universal meaning to life. And fourth, to overcome the vestiges of the fear of dying. And then that for which I am most grateful, is what we're accomplishing in Now Creations, raising the spiritual quality of each of ourselves, and through us as a group, raising the quality, being blessings to so many others in life as well. So with those thoughts in mind, is there anything else that any of you would just kind of like to share? Either something personal within yourself, something beyond what I have mentioned, or supporting some of the things that I have mentioned. Again, please feel comfortable. Any comments that any of you would like to make? Stan? Unmute?
I am probably going to say what is on so many others' minds, and that is I'm grateful for Now Creations and to have a wonderful teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you very kindly. We're doing this together. Yes, we do need a good teacher, but we also need a receptivity and a sharing. We're doing these things together. And we understand we have many great teachers who have been very helpful to us, many good books. And we know that the ultimate teacher is the Holy Spirit within us, that we have had the courage to move up to and address and accept. Thank you, Stan. Judy.
Let's see, am I unmuted? Yes. Well, I am just so grateful for Now Creations and for all of you who have always so lovingly and honestly shared your thoughts. I've gained so much from you, and of course from you, Vince, really having changed my life and learning how to bring heaven to earth. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. And it's so very important for us to know that sometimes we come in and out of Now Creations. Sometimes we're able to be more attentive. Sometimes perhaps, even though we're not always as attentive, we carry the energy with us. So very important for us to keep that in mind. We're here. We're better when we're together. And the better we are, the more we're together, it just kind of works the very same way. Better together, more frequently, but always here, no matter what. And thank you, Judy. Thank you, dear. Any other comments that anyone would like to make? Wendy.
I know because of your teaching and training, I'm able to focus and center myself so much better, and I'm much more courageous now and able to put fear thoughts out of my mind and just continue forging ahead in positivity.
Wow. Wow. I mean, just that terrific. Releasing fear thoughts and moving in positive direction. You know, we got to be grateful. I think every one of us is moving in the same direction that Wendy articulated, releasing what doesn't fit anymore and moving into that which is much more expressive of who we are. Thank you, Wendy. John.
4 things. Thank you, Wendy. That was really made my heart sing. That was really nice. Second thing, I love the presentation, Vince. Just yes, 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 yes to those 5. And I particularly like the different meditation techniques we've come to learn. We have a really nice variety that just, we have ways of connecting in certain situations, and all those different meditation styles we have, I find them so helpful. Never thinking that it would be such a big part of my life, and how practical it has become. I like this book we're studying, The Science of Being and the Art of Living. This merging of our eternal self with our temporary, living in this temporary form. But there's a big purpose for that. It's part of the growing. So wherever we're at, we have that eternal. But the practicality of the soul spirit, just I love that. And I love this moving forward. Thank you. It's hard to put in words how good this was. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I especially want to know too, when you mentioned the importance really of our meditation practices, especially on Monday night with a variety of techniques. Again, I encourage you to take the time to join us as you're able. We have such wonderful techniques now every Monday night. And also as you're able to join us for the weekend enrichment programs, a chance to talk about things that are really on our minds. These are some of the things that are becoming the basis for moving forward. Just want to keep on encouraging you to step up, move up, get going, helping each other. And in the process, how we just help so many others in life as well. Any other comments that anyone else would like to make? Just something that you're thankful for, or something that I might have mentioned? Anything that you would like to mention? And again, just realize that we're here helping each other. We're just here helping each other. These are the everyday things that are important. Tim or Karen, and then Stephanie or Tom. Tim?
It's Karen.
Mhm.
I am grateful for all of the things you mentioned, just as John said, that they all resonated with me. But I would say that personally, just truly through the book studies and the meditations, having this deeper grasp of who I am is so important to me, and that the teachings, your wisdom and the wisdom of all the people sharing in the groups, and the information that we've shared in all of the books, that I don't hold them necessarily as truth, but rather as guides to finding my own truth within. And I think that's probably one of the most important things of you being a teacher, is that you've always said so humbly, now I'm not telling you what to think, but you share and you help us to develop our own thoughts and feelings within to guide what we're doing here. So that's it.
No, that's terrific, Karen. So important for us to realize, we're creating our own realities. No one's doing anything to you. So it's up to us to step up and to move into the areas that we want to develop. So very important for us. Stephanie or Tom?
It's me, Vince.
Tom?
Just wanted to take a moment to say thank you as well. Just what you bring to all of us is just an incredible gift, and really appreciate that. And what the group brings as well in energy is just a wonderful gift, and certainly a great catalyst and forward movement. So just want to say thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Tom.
Mhm.
Thank you kindly. And I think we probably felt that especially when we had our summer picnic. Just a wonderful opportunity to be in this energy of oneness and love. Tremendous, tremendous opportunity. We'll, of course, do that again next year. But we then begin to see how coming together in this energy spurs so many of us on, helps us become better, and not only better within, but better for others. And to keep realizing how much you are becoming a way shower. Never doubt your importance. Thank you, Tom. Lorianne.
For me, the most grateful thing would be that on the days when there's static on my channel, when there's static on my channel, I can hear, I feel the energy of the group. I remember all of the things that we've talked about and practice, and I'm able to take that 1 or 2 seconds, and I can see that I have a choice. And it has encouraged me, and on so many occasions, I have made the better choice. And I'm so grateful for that.
That is terrific. Well spoken. Well spoken. I love that notion of static on my channel. That's terrific. Making better choices because of the values and principles we're working. That's terrific. Thank you, Lauren. Need to hear these things. This is what we're doing. We're grateful for these things and grateful for people with whom we share. Are there any other comments that anyone would like to make? John.
I'd like to add these holiday visits with Now Creation are such a different, peaceful, calm way to spend a holiday morning and evening, Christmas, New Year's. Non-traditional for sure, but much appreciated. And so this Thanksgiving, we usually head to Ohio to visit Linda's daughter, but Linda's a little under the weather and we canceled. So we're spending the day here at home. It's really nice. Not that Linda's ill or that we're not visiting, but the experience, my plan was to just do the evening one when we got home. But, this is the holiday traditions are changing somewhat. It's fun to be with family, but the peacefulness in this morning versus the, can I use Lorianne's word, static? Good positive static, lots of energy and happiness. But this is really nice, this new holiday traditions. Quite grateful for these.
And thank you, John.
That's moving forward. That's
very much so.
Yeah.
Thank you, John, for mentioning that. This has been something we have worked on with Now Creations. And, like anything at the beginning, you take a risk moving beyond the traditionals because while gratitude never wears out, there's a difference between now, what are we grateful for? And I think we're grateful for a little beyond where we've been and realizing that there's a lot more that's really coming. We're especially moving beyond third dimensional celebrations, which are not quite as meaningful, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's as they perhaps once were. And now we're moving much more into the quality of what these three wonderful opportunities present for us. We're moving into the upper possibilities. Thank you, John, for sharing that. Any other comments that anyone would like to make? Tony.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I certainly would reiterate what you all have said about the group and about you, Vince. Despite time and space, there's a connection that I had been unaware of previously. And I have to say, the other thing that I'm amazed at is that everything that has happened in the past brings us to this present moment. So I think, at least for me, and I'm sure for all of us, we bring everything to here. And I want to especially thank Tom, because back in 2006, he suggested there was this guy named Vince that I might want to spend some time with. And I'll never forget, you opened the door and you said, "Oh, mighty spirit in the process of manifestation." I said, I thought this was a solo session. I didn't know we were going to have a group. But since then, I think the thing that's amazed me the most is the connection that with something deeper than the life we live every day, that I didn't know existed. And there is this feeling of being upheld. And with that feeling comes a decrease, certainly, in anxiety and an increase in joyfulness. The thought that I'm on a journey, not only with my earthly companions, you, but there's a spiritual connection that I'm having greater communication with. And what I would say that I feel so blessed to awaken to the teachings, and because in the interim, since 2006 to now, I really questioned with the events, some of the events in my life, that I could have survived in the same way that I survived, that I am now, at a higher level of understanding. And certainly when you mention we connect with people who have passed, I have experienced that, and it's opened a world that I never knew existed. And so it's been, let's just say, a real trip. And I don't know what's coming up next, but I welcome it. And as I welcome it, I'm hoping that I'm inspiring others to get a glimpse of what is there. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tony. That was very nicely articulated. Very nicely articulated. Very nice. There's something deeper we didn't even know, and now we do, and yet supports us, guides us with more to come. That's terrific. It's terrific. Are there any other comments that anyone would like to make? Karen and Tim?
It's Karen again. I just wanted to also say that, just from my heart, that I am so grateful for the joy of this group, that it truly is a sangha that I look forward to meeting almost daily with, and that it's expanded my love, that here are these people in these little squares, and I just love you all. And it's wonderful that when we got together for our picnic, that I felt such love in the room, and I felt love for, and I received it. And beyond that, though, is that from the teachings and the sharings, that extends outward into my world, where, that people I would have never thought of in a loving way, that it extends out to the people, at the Y and the grocery store and on the street, that, and I appreciate that that has, you know, blossomed in me from being a part of this group.
Thank you, Karen. And that is, you mentioned too, wonderful things, the sense of joy, but then also that joy being extended to everyone. This is enormous. Do we realize what Karen has just said for us? The sense of joy that is within ourselves, and people love to have us around because we're really nice. We really bring a joy of living. That's terrific. Thank you, Karen. John.
Just quickly, I would like to respond to Tony's comments. How really good that was, Tony. When you used the word trip, what a trip. It made me think we're on the ultimate journey, Tony. We're on it. We are really on it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Wonderful, John. Good observation. Good observation. Nice connection. Are there any other comments that anyone would like to make?
Vince?
Yes, Stan, go ahead, please.
I'm having a little trouble with the video, but I think
you're loud and clear, Stan. Go ahead.
I guess all my life I have looked around for a really productive purpose, if you will, and it was job, and I tried to do my best at that, and that was okay. And then there are, of course, relationships, and that was okay. But I guess I never really found until recently what true love really is, and what better purpose or goal than to spend your life expanding, getting closer to God. That is, and I think I'm echoing what Tony and others have said, but that's my new goal, and I find it the most satisfying of all. Thank you.
You hit the nail on the head, Stan. I mean, there is nothing better, nothing more fun, enjoyable, calming, more intelligent, stronger, helpful, compassionate than doing exactly what you said, moving into a higher connection.
Yes.
That's wonderful, Stan. Are there any? Gail. Unmute first, Gail. You're still muted, Gail. There you go. There you go.
I was just laughing at some of the things you just stated and had a nice flow about it. My feeling was going to be the same, but I was going to thank everybody for being on this journey with me, and grateful to have you as part of this journey and all the things that we're learning and expanding our horizon in many, many ways. And it's fun. It's very interesting, and I know there's much more to come. So with all of you on this thankful day, I give gratitude for each of you.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you. And just want to thank Gil for all the work she has done, especially down in Florida with a lot of the things going on there and so on. So very, very, very important. Marcia.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Vince, for the teachings of Now Creations, for raising the consciousness and awareness of all those involved, for the opportunity to become one with all others involved, and letting go the things that held me back in the past and looking forward to a wonderful future. Thank you, Vince.
Absolutely, that's terrific. Isn't it wonderful to be really good with that and to release the things that held you back in the past, and now looking forward to move with oneness and love with everyone. This is enormous. This is what we've always wanted to do, always wanted to be. Terrific. Thank you, Marcia. John.
I would also like to speak to how many times we are invited very kindly in our group studies to share. And this is something that was never easy for me to do in the past. All my life, I was the guy in the back corner, far left, quiet, really quiet, thoughts abounding. And so just personally to have this discovery and freedom to how healthy it is to share, but share from this inner space. Just such a difference. And the different ways we all share in our actions, activities, with family. That's proof to me that this is real. Such a change. Thank you.
Thank you, John. It's wonderful when we can extend this wonderful energy to others. It's better for everyone, truly. Nancy Lee and then Pam. Nancy?
I'm grateful to know what everyone said I agree with, and also the fact that a lot of people as they age, they're fearful, they don't have peace, they don't have the calm. Most religions don't give you that, I don't think. And that this group gives you something to look forward to. You do have the peace and the calm. It makes the future seem so exciting by what we're learning and how we're moving forward and how blessed we are to have this. And so many people don't have it. I mean, we're just so fortunate to have a group like this and our wonderful teacher, Vince. Thank you.
It's lovely. You said a couple of nice things, Nancy. I think that the first thing you said that I thought was interesting, you agree with what everyone else has said. Isn't that something that is pretty impressive? We can agree with what everyone else has said. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's really big stuff. And then that second thing that I thought was interesting is that we advance in age, we're also advancing in wisdom. And the wisdom has now taken over for worry about age. So I thought you made a very nice point for us that as we have advanced in age, the wisdom has exceeded the age. That is pretty important. Thank you, Nancy. Pam.
I'd like to thank you, Vince, because many years ago, I met you at Unity Center, and from that day forward, it seems that I'm on the right spiritual path, which I was on before, but not quite in the same way. And I'd like to take this opportunity, Vince, to tell you that how your consistency with which you teach, you've been a rock of Gibraltar in my life, and very important to me. And I'm so, so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you for your kindness. Any other comments that anyone would like to make? Jacqueline.
Through your teachings, I never feel alone anymore. So that is something very big that I'm very grateful for. And it's a connection with the source that I try to cultivate, and that's what does not make me never alone anymore. So thank you so much.
Terrific. Thanks, Jacqueline. We need to hear these things. We need to hear what's going on and how we help each other by sharing. Thank you so much. Are there any other comments anyone would like to make? Now, Ronnie.
I think that I always believed that we all were good love inside, but when I first came into the groups, and that comment was kind of confirmed to me as the truth. It just, I felt a great relief. I know that I was not alone in believing this, and that it could actually be the truth really meant a lot. So thank you.
Wow. 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 Need to hear these things. Need to hear these things. Thank you, Ronnie. Very helpful for us. Are there any other comments anyone would like to make? Anything else that just is on your mind, or something for which you're grateful?
Vince?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I didn't know whether you could hear me or not.
Yes, go ahead. You're good. Joanne.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you pass my house, you're going to see that sign that says Beyond Grateful. And I think this sermon today is beyond grateful for. And all of those items that you mentioned, I so resonate with. So keep in mind that we are beyond grateful for it all the time, every day, every moment. That presence is with us. Thank you, Vince.
Thank you, Joanne. That's lovely. Presence with us all the time. That's the pinnacle of gratitude. Yeah. I know that we said we would have an hour session today, which we're pretty much coming to the conclusion of which. But before we do that, is there anyone else who has anything you'd like to say? That was just wonderful, wonderful sharings. So let me then just suggest we'll take 1 minute just to be quiet, and then we'll conclude. And again, remind you that tonight we'll focus on the larger notion of being grateful to have been created in the image and likeness of God. And of course, all of the things that came from that. But just for a moment, let's just be quiet and allow that sense of gratitude that is unique to you to come forward for yourself. There is just this sense of truthfulness within yourself, of knowing who you are, being grateful for having been so created, and willing to share your goodness. It's just the truth of our being. And in this energy, let me invite you to gently move back into your breath. And as you do so, just gently opening your eyes. What a tremendous morning. What a tremendous morning. With more to come. I am an eternal being of light and love. Thus, only good can come to me, and only good can come from me. And we are eternal beings of light and love. Thus, only good can come to us, and only good can come from us. Namaste.
Thank you, Vince.
Thank you, everyone.
Sending love to everyone.
Lovely day, everybody.